first things first, we're gonna go with the TheLazyPeon Warhammer Online in 2022. I didn't even know Warhammer was still, like, I thought their MRPG, like, they shut it down or something. I didn't even know that it was still live. No one's even talking about it. But let's see what the comments are saying real quick. Even though I'm not a Warhammer fan and have never played Warhammer Online, it's still nice to see such a dedicated fan base working to keep the game they share a love for alive. Man, I'm gonna have to give this a try. My brother and I played Dark Age of Camelot as our first proper MMO and really loved it, but I never got very far. I was young and just wanted to keep trying new classes. Years later, we jumped on the Age of Reckoning bandwagon after hearing it was from the same developer. Unfortunately, we never managed to get a computer that could run it. Glad to see it still got... Bro, those were like some dark times when it's like... Every almost year you needed to pretty much upgrade your computer because a game came out and like your computer was already too old. Like it was crazy how fast technology was, like how fast graphics and game requirements were going up, and like people just couldn't keep up. I think it slowed down at around 2009 to not even, probably 2010, 12, where pretty much everyone already had like a good enough computer for everything, basically, for like most of the games. But yeah, like until then it was like you're just playing catch up with technology or just stay in your lane, keep playing the same game over and over. But yeah, anyways, let's go.
Online is an MMORPG by Mythic Entertainment that initially released in 2008 but was shut down in 2013.
Yeah, it was shut down, right?
The story ends though, because since 2014 the game has had a very active private server known as Return of Reckoning, which even has its own dev team that creates and add new content to the game with weekly maintenance, bug fixes, and all the stuff you'd...
I mean, technically, if the game is shut down, then you won't be... Would you be sued for copyright? Since they're not, like, you're not no longer competing with the company. Like, I'm sure they can because you're still using their assets. But at the same time, like, for example, there's this old game T4C, which I keep mentioning because no one ever plays it, so... and like people just bought the rights to use their content for their own private servers. I wonder if it's similar to like Warhammer Online, or it's kind of like a WoW situation where it's like, yeah, whatever, they're private servers and it is what it is. I wonder if WoW ever shuts down, will Blizzard ever pursue private servers again? I feel like the golden age of World of Warcraft, and ironically, is going to be when World of Warcraft retail shuts down, and just you're gonna have private servers or each expansion. I feel like that would actually be the best of the best World of Warcraft content, because each expansion, like each private server, would just have like the last patch of an expansion lasting forever, so it doesn't even matter, like there's no time limit to like your character development. You will be able to try everything, right? Imagine like playing BFA corruptions and just being like for years. You know, it's like you're just gonna go fucking insane. Obviously, yeah, it's gonna suck there's no content, but it's like imagine the corruptions you would be able to build, like crazy weird corruption builds that you'll be able to build because you have unlimited time to try everything out. Yeah, shit like that.
Respect from a live MMO. I covered this game back in March 2020 and the servers got overrun with new players.
Really?
Since then the game's had quite a few updates, of which you can see the trailers for.
Play for free, no shop, no pay to win.
Player population still seems pretty decent. For those of you who have never played Warhammer Online, this is a realm vs realm PvP focused MMO with two factions. Order and Destruction. There's 6 different races in the game, and every class is race locked with a total of 24 different classes, although half of the classes are mirrored with slight variation from the opposite faction's version. Warhammer Online also has PvE dungeons, a public quest system that's still fairly unique to this day, city sieges, hidden lairs with bosses, a large open world, and most famously, its massive realm vs realm battles that can support hundreds of players at a time.
Jesus.
In this video, we jump into Warhammer Online Return of Reckoning to see how it's getting on in 2022. But first, sponsor.
So the biggest problem with like 100 versus 100 PvP battles, as epic as it looks, unless you're a ranged class, bro, you barely gonna have a chance to do anything. If you're a melee, your main goal as melee is not even to go at the enemy. It's to make sure that the enemy that goes for your rangers, like in close combat, is what you're gonna kill. It's like the team that has the dumbest melee will usually lose. Like the melee that charge ahead and just fucking get blown up are the ones who are usually gonna lose.
SD Gundam Battle Alliance is a brand new multiplayer Gundam action RPG which players battle in super deformed versions
I hate
of mobile
Gundams.
suits from the Gundam series.
Ugh.
In this game, you'll play through a deep single-player story with casual co-op multiplayer that takes place in the G universe, a world where Gundam canon twists and turns in ways that no one can predict. Along the way, you'll lead a 3-unit squadron consisting of mobile suits and pilots to decimate new enemies and correct this distorted false world in a true battle alliance. Tackle missions.
So why are you like? Why are you chibi Gundam? You know.
Your friends as a 3-person team, unlock and experience a wide array of mobile suit weaponry, each of which have their own strengths and weaknesses, and experience famous scenes from various Gundam works. Charge through the city, steal as much destruction as we can. So let's rescue this city by fighting in giant robots and flattening every building in sight.
Yeah.
Let's do the job that I was sent here to do. F and V, pop the ulti. Big damage. Now we can combo in. My friends are popping their ultis too. We are making short work of this boss. Mission complete. Click the link in the description.
Yeah, I mean, it might be a good game, might not. I don't know. I'm just saying, I just don't like Gundams as a whole. Just like mecha animes, and like there's very select few mecha animes that I like Code Geass and Full Metal Panic. Technically Gundam Seed I believe was good, but like most of them I just don't like mechas, you know. It's just, it takes away. I like character development, not fucking a machine that does it, you know.
Below and play SD Gundam Battle Alliance now. Warhammer Online Return of Reckoning, an active private server that's taken on a life of its own with an active dev team and content updates. So let's see how it's getting on in 2022. This is my character from the last time I played the game. New character, 2 factions, the Realm of Order or the Realm of Destruction. So you've got Dwarves, Empire or High Elves, Dark Elves, Chaos or Greenskins. What do we want to be?
Chaos.
Greenskin players. Chopper, Squig Herder, Black Orc, and the Shaman. Kind of looking for like ranged magic DPS, so none of those really.
Dark Elf then.
How about Dark Elves? Witch Elf, Sorceress, Blackguard, Disciple of Kani. Guarantee I've butchered that pronunciation. The class system of this game is pretty interesting. Each race has its own unique class, each of which covers tank, melee DPS, range DPS, or healer. As a dwarf, I've got Rune Priest for healer, Iron Breaker as a tank, Slayer melee DPS, Engineer as range DPS. Every race can fulfill each role. As I'm looking for a bit more of a traditional ranged DPS mage style character,
Sorcerer.
Looks like I'm gonna be a Dark Elf Sorceress. Characteristic of Witch Elves and Sorceresses, they're not wearing a whole lot.
Can you subscribe to my OnlyFans?
Let's play a male sorcerer. Can we make a handsome elf? Usually that's pretty difficult in MMOs. He just looks like someone that's gonna put a knife in his father's back. I need to play as a character I can trust, so we can make a beautiful and average lady.
This looks like somebody who's gonna put a knife in his father's back.
You're not a real elf.
Oh god.
When I look at her face, she looks like a Karanda. A bit of an elven name, isn't it?
A Karanda.
I've had many Karandas in my life, and they're all elves. Let's go. Some changes since your last login. Oh, that's nice. City Siege. Okay. It seems like there's been a lot of changes. I love these types of MMO opening sequences where you've got the kind of old style narrator with the panning shot that goes over.
The classic World of Warcraft stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Did they have it for Demon Hunters in Legion? I'm not even sure if they had it for Demon Hunters in Legion. The whole like narration thing.
Zone and gives you a little bit of story. It gives me like World of Warcraft starting zone vibes.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And we're in the game. Here she is. Karanda the Sorceress. Straight away, another player. It's a good sign. Instantly got 3 quests to accept, which isn't typical for an MMO. Typically, you'll start off with just 1 at a time.
Yeah, usually.
Online lets you jump right into it though.
Start with like 1, and then it's like 2 or 3.
Some kind of giant evil looking fortress. Oh, okay. Straight away we're jumping into a vehicle right in our head. Wrecked. There's a giant bolt thrower pointing right at you. Instead of hiding behind the rock, she stands right on top of it. Donkey. Right off the bat, the UI in this game isn't actually too bad. It's not too busy. It actually looks kind of clean. This game chooses to have the XP bar at the top rather than the bottom, which is typically the most common in MMOs. Oh, yeah. Another new player. Another sorceress has joined the realm and in the quest. Rank 2. Got myself some new shoes. Follow the path for the next quest hand-in. Nice to meet you, Namora the Hag. Imagine raising a daughter and she grows up to be known
the Hag.
as something the Hag. You'd feel as though you failed as a parent, wouldn't you?
It depends. Hag for Dark Elves might be a compliment, right? It's like a Dark Witch.
Structures littering the landscape. We have summoned the horse. And what a noble horse it is. Not really, he hasn't even got a tail. That's a scuffed horse, isn't it? Immediately upon starting the game, I've got 11 quests on the go at once. Nice. Oh, I see. So as a sorceress, I've got this resource called Dark Magic, and when I build up a certain amount of it, it increases my crit chance. Can I jump off here, or will there be an invisible barrier? No! Oh god, are we gonna die? Yes. Looking at the LFG chat in the bottom left, there are people looking for groups, so
I can see why Warhammer was not able to compete with World of Warcraft. Warhammer was released, what, 2009 or some shit? He said at the beginning of the video, but it's like, yeah, like, basically around Breath of the Lich King. And the gameplay is worse than Classic. Yeah, man, like, just, Classic was so ahead of its time. Like, just gameplay-wise. I don't know if I mean the content is better, I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, just the early feels, I can understand why Warhammer Online had to shut down.
that's always a good sign that people are playing the game. Now we've got to kill some lions. Oh god, we've pulled 2.
Yeah, like look at like how the mobs are running and
It's
shit.
hard to run. Dude, lions don't mess about. That's a pleasant surprise. I like MMOs where there's actually a possibility of dying. I can respect that.
Yeah, old school, man.
Revenge on these bloody lions. I'm level 5 now. These are level 3 easy mobs. I can take on 2 at once. Surely. What is that par thing? I say surely. I'm already at half health. No. What's it doing? Oh, 2 HP.
Dot.
Again. These level 3 lions have to be overtuned or something. What's going on? I'm getting mangled. Looks like we're pulling
Nah,
these things
if he was a warrior, probably wouldn't be an issue. It's I'm assuming so. This is like old school MMOs. If you're like a mage, a cloth wearer, you feel that lack of armor. Now it's like you play WoW. It's like, bro, clothies are the tankiest fucking assholes.
Old school. It does this stun that CCs you, then it just goes hard on you. So you've got 2 lions.
Does the stun that CCs you? Yes, Peon. A stun is a crowd control. It does a stun, and the stun is the CC.
attacking you. The reason that they kill you is because you just kind of chain CC by
What is-
mob, which is crazy.
What does that land do? Yeah.
You do kind of expect things like that from a private server, to be fair. We're looking a little bit bare, aren't we? We're not very equipped. Ooh, staircase going down. Yes.
Wow.
This might be a little hidden open world dungeon. And yes, there's another player here. Hello, Morgath. We've got a friend to help us adventure. Looks like a rogue. Let's group up. Invite. This is an MMORPG after all. Declined your invitation? What do you mean declined? This underground dungeon's bloody huge. Right, let's just sprint out of here. You can't catch
Oh
me.
god, bro.
Fast as fuck. This is a public quest. Kill 30 soldiers. Level 6. All of these green items that keep dropping, it's for every class except mine. Getting a little bit unlucky. Okay, so I did stage 1 of the public quest. Now slightly harder mobs have spawned. Now I've got myself some gloves. We're slowly but surely getting dressed. Public quest scoreboard.
I feel like I'm watching, and this is the saddest part about it. I feel like this MMO is from like the 90s, even though let's be in the 90s, like it's like they were like really bad, but that's like how it feels like to me at this point in time. Even though this is like a 2009, this feels like from a 1999 type thing. It's crazy. It feels EverQuest basically. Yeah, really.
What do we got? We got the highest rank and a greater loot bag. Where is it? Open the chest to receive your reward. This chest, mate, I need to run all the way back. Okay, let's run to this chest, I guess. Will we get anything good? That's actually really good loot. Massive upgrade and shoulder pads. It always feels good to get your first shoulder pads.
That's true.
Good. So those public quests seem well worth doing. I've just realized.
I think like the shoulder pad thing is like it's a WoW classic conditioning because I think it takes like 28 levels until you get your first shoulder pads. It's fucked up.
But you want to know something refreshing about this game? Look at the UI. What don't you see?
Add-ons?
A cash shop. There just isn't one. It's just stuff related to the game. If only we could go back to such a time.
I really don't like that the menus are up there.
No one wants to fight you.
I feel like the bottom right is a never used area of the screen that you use for vision. Top of the screen, I don't know. It's kind of like distracting to an extent.
You've got a fucking dildo on your head. Level 7? Purple robe, level 5. Yeah, we've got to go for the purple, surely. That's got to be a massive upgrade. It's literally just a recolor, though. Oh, piss off. Fucking unicorns scared the crap out of me. I thought unicorns were majestic, peaceful creatures. Not in this game. They put heads on a pike. Brutal. This game wasn't kidding. These really are dark elves. This is probably like the 5th or 6th quest during this starting experience where I'm reading the quest and it just seems really confusing. I don't know if the quest is poorly or if it's poorly explained, but even after reading the quest text, sometimes it just doesn't make sense. You got this on the map. It tells me
deciphering is a skill you get in real life while playing this game. It's like your deciphering skill. IRL goes up while playing.
Looking for a large ancient pillar in this area somewhere. Large and well guarded. Well, what's this? Looks like an ancient pillar. Large and well guarded. What else is large and well guarded? Is this it? Really? Okay, so that's the objective, isn't it? Click on that bit of rock. Looks pretty much the same as all the other rocks. Based on what I've experienced with the questing in this game so far, if we ignore the fact that we are on a double XP server, I think if I'd have played this game back in the day, the quest design would definitely make my cons list because it just hasn't been good. The questing has been kind of miserable. Don't get me wrong, the public quests are really good. I do like those quite a lot. But the normal quests, compared to other MMOs at the time, I just think they're not good. Level 9.
Everything compared to other MMOs at the time, right now for this game, is not good in my opinion. Now, if you like the game, you're not necessarily wrong. It's fine to like the game, right? I'm like, you do you, I don't care. But it really doesn't look like a game that anyone can recommend to me with complete honesty, based on like if you know my standards for gameplay. It really doesn't look that good, right? And it's like I'm trying to like think, what does this game offer that is not offered in any other MMO aside from like maybe a nostalgic feeling?
About 2.5 hours in at this point, and
for people who played this back way when, or like really loved the Warhammer universe.
Quite some time. Heading into some kind of gorge. You are now flagged for RVR. Cool. Wait, that's just scaled me to level 17. The last time I played this game, I think I remember that you could level up purely from doing PvP, which is pretty cool. Oh, there's a few players. I'm surprised because we're in a low-level PvP zone. There's 4 of us right here.
What's going on with the horses, man?
3, 2, 1. Renown 4. Right, I see. So once you've leveled up your renown, you can then buy better gear, which makes sense. A little bit more powerful now. No, I got a new robe and I was hoping it was different from my starting robe.
No.
It's not. It's still another recolor. I haven't had a single new robe since I started the game. Feels bad, man. Let's see if I can get access to a max level.
It's all about walking around naked, PM. Get used to it. You're not getting a different appearance until like maybe last levels and get epic gear, and that might be like a mini skirt with the with the cape.
Jump into some end game realm versus realm where there's actually players and it's a bit more competitive, because realistically most people playing this game are at max level. So I've gained temporary access to a high level account to check out some of the end game and look at some of these characters.
Level 40 is max, huh?
Looks bloody badass. Squig Herder. If you go anywhere near this guy, you're just gonna cut yourself. And Disciple of Kani, which looks like a healer. A healer that uses a sword. Very cool. Always appreciate games where the end game characters actually look cool. Let's start with Squig Herder. What's this? Red Battle Wolf. Wow, this is my mount, is it? Really suits the race that I'm playing. Oh, what? I've pressed Squig Armor and it's turned me into a demon.
A squig?
What? Okay, let's join a scenario log.
I'm assuming turned you to a squig.
Straight into the action. Yeah, this is PvP scenario. I was queued for like almost no time. We're instantly into a battle. Big damage. Dude, we're all just attacking this one person. I think they're a healer, but they just seem unkillable. I'm actually almost dead. Let's turn into a squig. I got a bunch of squig abilities. No one's dying. What is happening? Oh, it's actually player collision. Kind of surprised that's a thing for some reason. Player collision's typically not a thing in tab targeting MMOs. Squig Herder seems like a pretty cool class though. Most of the abilities are castable on the move. No one's dying. This is the weirdest PvP I've ever seen in my life. Oh.
Yeah.
We won. So we've joined a
We won.
realm warband. We got a party
Somehow.
of about 22. Apparently the guys are over here. Let's join.
I would say it's a good thing and a bad thing no one's dying. Considering like you're going 100 versus 100, you want the like people who are melee to be super fucking tanky. But it also feels really bad. That means like in a 1v1, no one is gonna die ever. The game is basically not built for like 1v1s, arenas and stuff like that. It's just built for like massive fights because otherwise no one's gonna die.
Scale siege weapons that I could jump into if I wanted. Just regrouped with the RVR Zerg. Guess we're gonna wait here for a bit then head out. It's actually kind of crazy that I've found a full RVR group in a private server MMO, isn't it? And I'm not even playing at peak time at all. It's gotta be like early morning EU time right now and there's still people PvPing. Right, time to Zerg these motherfuckers down. Take them out. Big damage. Grab the flag. Head over here. Save me. Oh no, we're getting wrecked in the back line. Squig mode. Big damage.
Squig mode.
Nice. Played around on the Squig Herder for a bit. Let's try out something different. Next, let's try the Marauder. This guy looks like he does big damage. What? This one has tentacles come out of his back. So I guess this is one of the capital cities. Seems pretty cool. Except for the fact that there's heaps of shit just lying around everywhere.
I mean,
this has a lot of abilities and like stance switching, so this is probably going to be an absolute mess. I'm just going to press whatever's off cooldown, to be honest. Can we jump in the sea? Oh, we actually can. Bounces me back on the ship. Wait, we lost already? That was quick. This class looks cool, but I kind of want to be a healer. Okay, spawned in on the healer class, and I have no idea where we are, but it looks cool. Giant eye tower thing, random wormhole in the sky. Pretty cool environment. My character looks badass. So this is the mount that this race has. It's a bloody dinosaur. Reading the abilities of this healer is pretty cool. It's kind of like an AoE aura style healer, where people in range get certain benefits based on your
support healer.
I think the map in this game is really terrible. Like, I'm in a city and I'm trying to find the flight path, and just looking at this, what's this really telling me? Not a whole lot. I can't even like zoom in. If I scroll, this is what I see. This time we've got a different scenario. I've joined midway, so this is like a pyramid battleground. I think I'm contributing. I'm not entirely sure, and we've won. That was really quick. Just exploring the world a little bit. This is quite a colourful, vibrant area. Do one more scenario. Go on then. Big heals. Yeah, I think we're gonna stomp the enemy team pretty quickly here. This dwarf here, like, no one's even bothering to attack them because no one can deal any damage. We won in like 2 minutes. GG's. Warhammer Online. I bet a lot of you guys didn't even know that this game was still a thing.
Yep.
As you've seen in this video, yes, indeed it is. And you can still pretty easily get groups for Battlegrounds and also Realm vs. Realm.
Please don't punt him. And someone punted him.
Oh, gods.
Oh my. I'm clicking as hard as I can. 5 seconds. Oh my god. Oh, yes. Oh no, don't let him die. Don't let him die.
You know what's sad is think this is why I have like very low hopes for the MMO genre. When was the last time you saw someone young playing an MMORPG? Like, there's a ton of young streamers out there, right? It's like number one job for people in the US right now, what kids want to be when they grow up, is an influencer, a streamer, a YouTuber, all that stuff, right? That's like number one job for them, which is sad, but it is what it is. And the worst part is, I don't think any of them play MMORPGs. It's literally only like boomers, like 30 plus, molding, balding men. Some women, of course. Married men with kids and shit like that. Maybe like the kids of like an MMO player. Maybe they would play, right? But it's like, let's give it like a solid 50% chance, which is like way too much, right? Let's say 50% chance your kid, like you and your spouse, are MMO players. You have a kid. I would give it a 50-50 chance your kid will want to play MMOs as he grows older. So out of two people, you got one kid, maybe, right? Listen to this. Out of two people, you have two kids. Let's say one of them plays an MMO, right? So it's like, in the best case scenario, MMOs will lose 50% of its player base within the next 20 years. Right? This is like best case scenario. Worst case, so I don't even want to go there. Yeah, man. I don't know. I feel like the MMO genre is just gonna basically like just die out. Right? It's like it's fucked. Unless like something like really fucking interesting happens in the MMO genre. The thing is with MMOs though, they can make like a world where you can fit so many other game genres. Here's an example. World of Warcraft, BFA's Warfronts. You could have easily made that mode, first of all, not mandatory. Second of all, make it the strategy game that it portrays, rather than like making it the Renegade of Warcraft 3. You know, if anyone played Command Conquer Renegade, it's basically they took the strategy game and they put you as one of the soldiers, like a commando type, and you're doing missions as a solo player shooter, rather than like the commander who organized the strategy and shit like that. That's literally what Warfronts was, and it sucked. But what if you put what if you put literally Warcraft 3 inside of WoW? In the case of Warfronts, what if you put Hearthstone inside of WoW, right? What if you put a Mario type game inside of WoW? You had Flappy Bird, you can easily do a Mario type. You know, all that stuff, like all these things you can easily put into the MMORPG. They don't have to be mandatory, but it's like you can put so many different games into your game to make it more appealing for everyone. And everyone can play it however they want to, right? And they can experience the other things. Right now, when you think about MMO, you think about massive time investment. It doesn't have to be that way, though. Heck, honestly, you can even make, inside of MMOs, you can easily make shooters with vehicles. Have a BG with vehicles and you have a shooter. Right? Shit like that. It's like, I don't understand why they don't want to add all these things. I know it takes development time and shit like that, but it's like, you gotta change it up, man. Everyone sees the trajectory of MMOs. The MMO genre is just going downhill year after year. It's never... it is never gonna be the amount of people you had. Take all the MMORPG games together, combined, you don't have as many players as you had during Wrath of the Lich King for one game. Probably. It's fucked up.
As for the pros and cons, they're basically the same as the last time I covered this game.
Yeah.
It's a full free-to-play game with no cash shop, decent-looking UI, unique classes, you're able to PvP straight away as well as level up.
Pretty much, yeah.
The game's set in the Warhammer universe, which is perfect for an MMORPG.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'd love to see a new Warhammer MMO sometime in the future, as this one didn't really do the IP justice. Return of Reckoning is a very populated private server. The devs actually create new content for this game and keep it updated as if the game never got shut down. The public quests are well done, it's got nice fantasy music, and a solid mix of PvP and PvE content from instanced battlegrounds, realm vs realm, and dungeons, all of which you're able to find groups for on this server. The randomized class gear drops annoyed me whilst questing, the graphics are a bit outdated nowadays, the combat isn't as good as other tab targeting MMOs, I think the in-game map sucks as you're able to really zoom in. I don't like the damage numbers in this game, I think they look kinda underwhelming. And I thought that some of the normal PvE quests were poorly written and caused me unnecessary confusion. Overall, Return of Reckoning is a top tier private server that's actually managed to not just emulate Warhammer Online for the past 8 years,
as it still cons.
Unfinished content
Should be overall now.
Official servers, add completely new content to the game that didn't previously exist, and maintain a passionate community of fans that keep the game alive. As for the game itself, I think it probably shut down too early, but I can see that the game needed a lot of work, and the gameplay is just straight up lacking compared
I don't think it shut down too early. I think they cut their losses and just said, fuck it, like, we fucked up, not worth it. I feel like the only problem with them shutting down early is that it probably demotivated them from making another Warhammer MMO. Though honestly, I feel like Warhammer universe right now is actually getting a bit of traction and a bit more interest. All they need is like one massive Warhammer game that would really bring the player base into the world, and they can probably go and do another MMO with like Unreal 4 and Unreal 5 or something like that, and just like actually make it like look good and feel good. There's like so many years of experience of knowing what players want in the Warhammer, in like from an MMO, and technically Warhammer easily has everything that you need. The world, like with the Riot MMO, like with the Ashes kind of MMO, where like the world is already built. Yeah, the world's already built. The lore is already there. It's like, it's compared to like any other MMO, Warhammer is probably like one of the easiest MMOs to make out of everything else. Well, as well as Riot, obviously. Warhammer should be a very easy MMO to make.
To other tab MMOs, in my opinion. If you're a big Warhammer fan though, you'll probably have a lot of fun checking out the Return of Reckoning private server. But that's it for this video. As always, let me know your...
No, I don't think it should be a tab target. I think Warhammer would be better suited as an action MMO. Kind of like... Ooh, what are those games where you're like a champion in a massive army and like you just have like massive skills and all you do is just fight massive battles, but like you just destroy hundreds of mobs alone, meanwhile your army also does stuff. I feel like that would probably work better. Yeah.
Warhammer Online and Return of Reckoning in the comments below. And would you also like to see a new MMORPG utilize the Warhammer IP again?
It just looks chaotic.
So
like nothing is...
Screen, zerg that like button for the ad.
Yeah, anyways, yeah. So, I don't know, what do I think? Definitely not gonna play it ever. But, I don't think it's gonna get many players interested. The only ones who are gonna be interested in this MMO are probably players who are really interested in the Warhammer universe already, and people who probably played before and kind of like want to replay it again or something like that. And obviously the people who are already playing it will probably keep playing it. Boomers are not like to change the game that they're maining, let's just say it like that. Anyways, that's the video. That's TheLazyPeon. Obviously give it a like, subscribe and all that stuff to TheLazyPeon, and if you want you can also like and subscribe to me, and you know, I'll go on our merry way. It doesn't cost you anything. It gives me support and it's all good. Anyways, yeah, that's the video and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.